You're watching Taste the Victory.
The UlforceVeedramon starter deck is another great deck straight out of the box. With just 2 copies, we could really upgrade this to a competitive deck, and let's see how we do that. We're going to be focusing on the UlforceVeedramon included at 2 copies per deck. When Digivolving, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to its owner's hand, and then when attacking, once per turn, if you have 8 or more cards in your hand, unsuspend this Digimon. So we're going to build towards that aggression and control aspect of this deck. DemiVeemon is a great egg in a deck that doesn't have too much DP boosting. However, we really want those draws to get those 8 or more cards in our hand, so we will replace it with Upamon. Upamon is a great egg that lets you draw if they do not have a Digimon with Digivolution sources on the field, which will be common in a rookie-heavy meta. Next up, we will cut Elecmon from our rookie lineup. It is a vanilla 2-cost, which is great normally, does not help in this strategy of this deck as we're not trying to go too wide. We will up the Veemon count to 4 because it lets us warp Digivolve into our UlforceVeedramon, and then its ability to draw cards to meet the condition of UlforceVeedramon's effect is amazing. We will cut down Dracomon for its search since it won't hit too many targets in the final build, and instead replace it with BT1-Gabumon. BT1-Gabumon lets you trigger draw 1 to help towards that UlforceVeedramon effect. For our champion lineup, we will keep Gorillamon at 4 because that 1-cost Digivolution is invaluable, especially with 6000 DP, and that art is just sick. Coredramon will also stay at 4 copies because of its ability to come out of security, trigger draw 2 to help the effect, and expand your board. We will cut the Veedramon down to 0 because we won't have too much use for it, and replace it with 3 copies of Coredramon. 1-cost Digivolution is amazing as discussed before, and it's also a blocker. 5000 DP is a little painful since it's really easy to remove, but a blocker can be the difference between losing sometimes. We then move up to our ultimates. We'll cut MachGaogamon down to 0 since while 2 Digivolution and an ultimate is great for the turboing effect, we want to use our level 5 slot for more utility to compound the control aspect of UlforceVeedramon's effect. We'll also cut out the Slayerdramon entirely since our level 4 is taking our blocker slot and we don't really need it at the level 5 slot. We'll be replacing those with MachGaogamon, which has a similar effect to UlforceVeedramon's When Digivolving effect, except it is When Digiburst, so you can use it outside of the When Digivolving window. Also, the plus 2000 DP is great to make sure we live security swings with how many we're going to be doing. We'll keep AeroVeedramon at 4 copies included in the deck because jamming is great to let us be aggressive early, and its inheritable effect makes UlforceVeedramon's restand ability even scarier, almost like a mini Jesmon. For our Mega lineup, we're going to cut down Slayerdramon down to 2. It is a great option though, so we will be keeping it at that 2 copies because when Digivolving, it gains security attack plus 1 to help us be more aggressive like the rest of our line, and this turn it is unblockable so you can seal game with this. Instead, we'll be upping Ulforce to 4 as he is the main boy in this deck. As discussed, his effects are really powerful and can help swing game in 1 turn. He is 4 to Digivolve into, however, so we will be cutting both of the other options included in this deck because they do not do enough for how much memory they cost. Instead, we'll up the 2 Hammer Spark included up to 4, so we could get to 4 memory without passing turn on UlforceVeedramon. To help with that memory issue, we'll also include Blue Memory Boost, which is included at 1 copy in your starter deck purchase. Not only does it help consistency by helping you search out your cards, any Blue Digimon card, it also gains you 2 memory the next turn with this delay effect, all great for only 3, especially when it plays itself for free from security. After that, we want to make sure we have enough memory to pair with those cards, so we'll run Davis. Davis is not only yet another searcher to improve your consistency along with all the draws you have in this deck, it also guarantees you 3 memory for big plays at the start of your turn. We'll also want some removal, so we're going to include 2 copies of Rattlestar. Rattlestar is popular in Gabumon decks, but you don't actually need Gabumon to do anything with it. It simply returns a level 5 or lower Digimon to your opponent's hand, or if they have 3 or more Digimon out, returns any Digimon to the bottom of their deck. This is great since many decks go wide in this meta very easily, so it becomes huge, cheap, efficient removal as compared to Kakaitis. However, you are more than free to switch that for 2 Kakaitis instead if you really want to be aggressive with your removal. And finally, to round out our list, we will be running the Blitz Omnimon from Booster Set 5. This Digimon lets you seal games by being that 1 extra security swing you need. With AeroVeedramon's inheritable effect live, and with UlforceVeedramon's ability to restand, you could be swinging for 4 checks and then be able to get that 5th one off of Omnimon. This puts a lot of pressure on your opponent's security. Another option to help get to those quick games would be Lobomon. You could cut one of your starter deck champions in favor of 2 or so Lobomon, or you could even just trade out your blocker if you want to be really aggressive for 0, and up Lobomon to 3 in that slot instead to be truly aggressive. This depends on how aggressive you want to be and how more mid-range you want to be, since we do have that control aspect of this deck to lie back on with all the removal of level 4s or lower. This helps get rid of champions that are blockers too, to be able to guarantee swing if you don't see your Slayerdramon. And that will be the UlforceVeedramon starter deck after you have upgraded. This is a really fun, aggressive deck, and it's going to take you far in your local meta. Make sure to let me know how it does for you and any changes that you would rather run in your deck if you have been testing this too. Thanks for watching, and I really hope you guys found this video helpful and informative. Let me know what you want to see in the next one, and until that next one, remember to stay hungry until you get a taste of victory.